Evil After All One here, guys, and today we got some interesting news to talk about. New visions. And the reason why I'm making this video, because already quite a few of you are starting to ask what I think about this. So let's make a video and talk about it. And I'm also expecting you already to watch some other videos, so you should be already informed. So we're going to go through this as quickly as possible. But let's just say New Visions is just a fancy way of saying 8 stars are coming! Wait, you're not hyped about that? Have you been looking forward to it? Everyone is talking about 8 stars left and right, screaming for them. No, I don't think anyone has been doing that. I think this is where many people go, okay, if 8 star comes, well, heaven and hell, that is the depth of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Now keep in mind, this is still very early. We don't have the full information here. There's still going to be a stream the 4th or 29th. We are going to be watching, and hopefully we're going to get a lot more information there, the final few details that can answer some of our burning questions. What is going to be happening here? So, do keep that in mind as we're talking about the things here. So, let's take a look at these 8 stars. Oh, sorry, I mean New Visions. Sorry, I'll try to remember it, you sneaky little bastards. So, factor 1. So, they're going to come in a new crystal form. If you see the teaser, it comes down kind of like as a yellow crystal with a black lightning. I hope they kind of update it because I was expecting more of a rainbow with black lightning in it, but I guess rainbow and black lightning doesn't look as good as yellow and black lightning. Can you make the crystal look a little more interesting then? But besides that, so this is going to be a new drop rate. We don't know how much it's going to be. Units that are New Visions rarity can be acquired directly from the new crystal that appears in the summit banners. The rates are still unknown, of course, but I'm expecting 1%. So basically, you can get them in the full max version there. Great. But if you go in for the poll in the banner and you do not get that version, don't worry, if you already got the unit, the base form of 5 star basically, you can still awaken into a new vision. I might see sometimes I might say new version, because vision and version, I mixed them up for some reason. Very sorry, I'm Danish. You can also awaken the unit to new visions, rarity tier from 7 stars, and you have to max out their super tier marks to 100%. Now, I do not mind this too much if that means we're going to get more unit choice tickets. And plus, the way we have the system here on the global side, I really like this system where you can pick any person you want except for time-limited units. So in theory, it just means you only, and again, only needs to get 2 of the 5 stars, and then you use your 16 unit choice tickets, and then boom, 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 there you are. If there's a specific unit you really, really want. So, that is a way lucky enough we have here on the global side, thanks to some of the changes. That is not something they have the JP side, and I can imagine they're not too happy about it, unless there's going to be some big changes there. That could also mean we can see more Super Team R Mughals. We can have a little easier access to get them as well. Could be some more rewards for certain events or certain bosses as well. More New Visions units will be added as time goes on, but on launch only Tifa and Red will have the New Vision Awakening, or 8 stars for that matter. So okay, and on the JP side, they're going to get Tifa for free, where they get their Trust Moogle and Super TMR, getting to 7 stars, so they can play around with her. Pretty fine. It's the old Tifa, not the newer Tifa that came on, sadly. But still, it kind of like shows some of the old units will get some life return eventually. So once again, we have a chance of seeing some of the old units making a return. Well, Esther, you got a second shot into the future. Oh. Jesus. Anyway, factor 2, EX Awakening. EX Awakening can be obtained by using 2 kind of materials. So once again, we have to go in and farm more new materials. We don't know exactly what it is or how we're going to get them or how much we need to. I'm not a fan of it when you start to need more and more materials. I just hope they're going to implement it into something we're already used to, like certain boss fights where you're getting it, or beating it, or story events, mock events, something like that. It's very simple and makes a lot of the other things you can farm for a lot cheaper, because we're just having so much we need to farm for now, and it can be extremely overburdened for new players to get in there. And there are other games we sometimes sit down and play, besides Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and we don't want this game to absorb too much of our time. Setting equipment up for units and going and fighting bosses do take a lot of time already. So by performing these EX Awakening, various elements of the unit will be awakened. So that, I could imagine, that could be anything, some passives, there could be some abilities or something like that. Generally, that could be happening there. And then, the one thing I'm a little excited about is the Brave Shift. Think about mega evolutions of Pokemon coming to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I think that's the best way we can compare it. Of course, we don't know 100% how it's going to be working, but keep in mind, Brave Shift can only be enabled after EX Awakening, so we don't know how much EX Awakening a single unit is going to be having. It could be 1 move, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves, or it could work just enhancement where it's just a huge selection of abilities you need to build up. We don't know. We'll see. And how much materials that is required, of course. Units can change their form during battle using Brave Shift. Very interesting. Again, I like new mechanics, always interesting. Not only changes abilities and stats, but also change your equipment set before battle, make it far easier to clear challenges. So it sounds like, again, just speculations, there's going to be 2 sets of equipment. So more time sitting in there putting up the equipment. But I have a feeling this second set works only with vision cards. We'll get to that very soon. And then there is the Brave abilities on Factor 4. Powerful abilities that only new visions, almost said it, units can learn, can be strengthened up to level 5 levels using special materials. Once again, more materials has to be farmed. We don't know how much is demanded to build it up, but again, more farming to do. And again, I'm hoping it's going to be added into something we're already naturally doing, or we're going to getting a brand new event where we can only farm for these particular things. In theory, you could add this alongside when you're fighting dark visions or something like that. We'll see about it, but I'm just not happy to see all these kind of materials being reused again. The thing is, I'm kind of sitting here and going, special materials? You know what? There is some materials in the game that has not been used for a while you could maybe be using for this. What about these ones? I'm just star quads. Why not make them useful? Make them used for upgrading these brave abilities or something. Just anything. Just would be great. We have these things. We have a lot of materials that are not even being used anymore. So why not look a little bit here and say, hey, maybe we could use these in here. Would be great. And then we have, of course, the vision card. This particular one I am not happy about. We are going very much into the territory now with all the things that's happening, also enhancing abilities into, well, Alchemist Coast and War of the Visions if you're playing any of those 2 games. So this one is new Visions units exclusive gear. Now, exclusive gear is not something new. We've seen that several times. Even certain TMs have exclusive passes for the unit and stuff like that, but now it's going to be very exclusive for this unit. By equipping it, you can obtain various effects such as stat increases. Oh, really? I thought I was going to be able to pull rainbows out of my ass if I put one of those things on. Not at all. You can strengthen them by increasing their levels by combining them with each other. Oh, this sounds fun. Oh. Now again, this is just speculations, but what I'm fearing of with these materials and the equipment, exclusive equipment, we don't know what we're talking about. Is we talking about hats, clothes, accessories, weapons? Is that what we're talking about? And then we have the materials. In theory, what they could easily do is make a whole new summon system dedicated for these particular things. Like you could have something like, therefore, here you go, now summon your Visions versions, here are your equipment and materials you need. That is one way they could do it. And that is one of the biggest reasons I am not a fan of Alchemist Code and War of the Visions. I effing hate it. So I am fearing that could maybe be the case, but we'll see on the 29th, so I'm kind of like expecting the worst. That is definitely, that could be giving me personally pretty much a blow to the face and could really start to kill my joy. But again, there's still a lot of elements we don't know. We don't know how easy or how hard, how much it acquires. And of course, with time, it's going to be easier. But it's all about this when it comes to new meta, when it comes to these 8 stars. Oh, sorry. Visions. I'm so sorry. God damn it. When these coming along the way, there will be stronger bosses, and eventually, at some point, we are going to need these Vision 8 stars. To be fighting the bosses. It would be a natural evolution of the game at some point. So we'll see again when it comes to the 29th. We'll see about it. Besides that, nothing else out of the ordinary worth mentioning at the moment. But I have a bit of mixed feelings for it, but at the same time, I am not too nervous just yet. And the reason why is because Gumi has been doing pretty much of a great job with the global version of the game. So we are going to be keeping a great eye on what is going to be happening on the JP side. And this could be taken maybe very badly, but if Element is doing great over there, then maybe it will be a revival of the game, some new things to play around with. I see, when I look at the comments, I see a bit of a mixture of people being excited and negative, and that's not a bad thing when you see a bit of a mix of these comments, because that means if you only see negative comments, okay, this is dead on arrival, but I'm seeing some positive comments and some negative ones, so there's a decent balance going on down there thus far, what I've been rating. But again, when this eventually comes to the global side, there could be some adjustments, so it's not going to be as harsh or as brutal as it was on the JP side. Kind of like, again, with the fan-fested units, they really made a huge difference here on the global side. I think they balanced that out incredible. So that could also happen for these Neo Visions 8 stars coming here to the global side at some point. But again, we're just waiting out for the stream, and we'll get the final few informations, and of course I will be talking about that as well, because most likely you want to hear my opinion about it too. Like many other content creators are firing off with this right now, which is fully understandable, because this is a big shake-up for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius when it comes with any kind of these meta changing, because this is going to be a big meta change that's going to be happening on JP side. I've not been following too much on the JP side, what has been going crazy there, but when it comes to these kind of big updates, you do follow to know what the bloody Mary is going on over there. So it's a bit of a mixture of excitement, disappointment, fear, what it's going to be for the future. But I'm waiting a little bit for the final judgment onto this one. But I would like to hear what you guys generally think about these news thus far. But again, keep in mind this is very limited information at the moment, but bit of a mixed feelings here at the moment. But I'm looking forward to the stream, and hopefully it is going to give some enlightenment of what is going to be happening. So yeah, guys, comment below, tell me how you feel about this one, and do like and subscribe on the channel so we can laugh together in the darkness.